the final video in which I'll try and be very quick. There are a few questions left, only 7, so I'll be very quick to do those 7 questions, hopefully as soon as I can. So these questions are easy. So the question 20 basically wants you to obviously write a function to find the difference between the two lists. So you enter two lists, and then when you convert them into set and you minus the second list from the first list, okay, then you get the basically difference between the two. So I just want to quickly demonstrate that to you here. So obviously we have there, we can name it as a definition, we can call it list difference, right? And then we need to pass two lists, right? List 1 and list 2, right? And then under this function what we return is we say list, okay, and all we need to do is set, convert the list 1 into set. It will remove the duplicates, right? And then convert the second list into set, and minus it basically, minus the second list after converting that into sets, right? List 2. So first list minus second list, it'll give you the difference. And when you call this function, you just call it as a list underscore difference, okay. And obviously you can directly call user input here. So you get, because another thing is, because you need to pass two lists here, right? So maybe you need to call user twice. So I rather call it here. What I'll do is I will call it here. I will call it as I'll call it L1 is equal to user input, like this. Then I'll call it L2 equal to user input, right? So I call it twice. I get two lists, and then I say L1 comma L2. I pass these two lists, and then I do it, I print it, right? I print what? I print this, the whole thing, right? I can copy this and put it under the print, so that whatever is returned is printed on the screen. Here we go. So now I call this function to get value first list, second list. I pass as a parameter here, and obviously then this is called here, this one, right? The first list, second list comes here. It performs the difference, tell you the difference between the two lists. It will minus the second list from the first list. Whatever is left will be printed. So for example here, if I run this, I say 2, 3, 4 first list, second list is 3 and 4. So difference is what then, right? Difference is only, no, sorry, this is just one list, because you have to do done to do the second list. So here this is the second list. Now I do done. Now if you look at these two lists, right, the first is 3, 4, all this, right? So this is 3, 4, 5. So first, because it's converted into set, you see here, this is converted into set, so it will remove the duplicates. For example, 3 and 3 will be removed, so it will be 2, 4 and 2 and 4 only, because 2, 3 and 4, it is 2, 3 and 4, right? This is 3, 4 and 5. So 3, 4 and 5. So what is the difference between 2, 3 and 4 and 3, 4 and 5? Just do it 2. Difference only 2, because 3, 4, 5 here, right, is here. 3 and 4 is here, okay, and here is 3, 3, 4, 3. The only difference is 2. So that's the difference. Let me give you another example here. If I run this, I say 3, 4, 5 and done. This is the first list. Second list I say 3 and 4. Now what's the difference? Only 5. See, what is the difference? Only 5. If I say done, it'll print 5. See here, 5. Why? Because that's the only difference between the two. This is the same, the only difference is 5. So that's what you get. All right, let's go to the next question. The next question is basically it says merge the two lists in and sort them in ascending order, right? So we just need to use sorted. Merge is plus sign, so you get two lists, add them by plus sign and sort them, and that's it, right? So I can do even within this function here, I can rename this as, what do you want to rename as merge, right? Merge and sort. So that's it, okay. and then what you do is you merge and sort. So here instead of list we say sorted, okay, because it will sort. And what we do, how do we merge? We just merge them by adding them, right? All we need to do is, we don't need to convert into set, right? We just add them, plus sign, both will be merged, you know, and sorted, okay? So you enter two separate, and then here you just need here merge and sort. I'll copy this here, yeah, I'll copy this here, merge and sort. That's it, merge and sort, and the rest will be the same, because you see here you're taking two lists, list 1, list 2, and you passing it here, you change the name as well, and it goes there, and it then merge them and sort them and return you, and you print it. Here we go. So how does it work then? I said 4, 5, 6, this is first one, then I say 5, 6, 7, okay, because it will have a repeated value, because, and then I say done, right? Now look at that, you have the first one and the second one, it will merge it together, it'll be 4, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, 7, it merge them and sort them in ascending order. So it will 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, 7, it's already sorted, by the way, it's in ascending order. So here you go, see, this is the merge and sorted. So even if you put it in a different order, it will sort it for you. For example, you say here 4, 3, 1, then you say 7, then you say done, this is the first one, the second one 5, 1, 2, 6, and now it will sort it. See here 1, 2, 2, 5, 5, 6, 7, it's sorted as well, and sorted is because of this. If you remove this, it will not sort, only merge. You know, if you remove this, it will not sort. See here, okay, done. Second would be 1, 7, 8. Now it will put it as it is, no sorting. See here, as it is, because of the sorting. See here, it is as it is. But if you put here word sorted, S-O-R-T-E-D, it will sort it in ascending and descending order. Okay, so what is next then? Next is 22. 22 says find the longest sublist in a list of list, right? Remember the list of list? How do you do list of list? First you have to write another function to find. Obviously when you write a function to take values in a given list of, now when this question is given, you have to take a value in a list of list, okay? And then you need to find longest sublist. In terms of what? In terms of like when it will create list sublist like this, isn't it? Okay, list of list will be like this, okay, and within that there will be another list, right? And it is saying find the longest list in terms of length. See here, the key is length. So whatever has more values, it will print that one. First we need to actually find a way to create that list, and I told you how do you do that, right? You basically first you have to do, in this question you have to create list of lists. Remember the first video I explained you how to do list of list, right? Watch that video again to do list of list if you don't understand this, how to do this. So I'll do it quickly here. For I in range, I will just create a small list like 0 to 3, okay, and then I will do a list, a append, okay, append with what? I will do user input. I will get the user input, right? And then you could just define this list as here a equal empty list, right, and append. Now we've got list of list, right? And the next thing we need to do is we need to define another function. A is our list of lists, right? So we need to define another function called what was that? You need to find the longest list, right? So you need to find longest def, okay, longest sublist, actually, because every in append you are getting a sublist, right? So here you pass what you can call it lists, okay, and then you want to return what? You return maximum, you use maximum function, okay, and then you use lists, okay, comma, okay, then you give the key. What is the key of maximum? You say length. I mean, whatever is the length by longest. So when I run this, what would happen is, hold on a minute, let's run this. Okay, once you get this, obviously you need to call this function and print it, right? Longest list. So here you call this function by simply saying we do print, right? Within the print we call this function. We say longest underscore sublist, okay, and what I pass in this a, because this is what I'm getting, right? This is what I'm getting, list of list. I pass it here, it'll go to the list, it will give you the maximum and it'll print it. That's it, we are done, right? So let's run this then. Okay, so here I'm doing first list, right? Done. Second list, done. And then I'm gonna do the longest one. Third list will be the longest one. Okay, see, that's the longest, that's got 4 elements. Done. When it return you, it will return you the third one. See how many lists I entered? First list I entered. Okay, let me see what happened here, right? When you run this program, let's do this. Okay, sorry, let's do this, understand this. Okay, you run this program, it create list of list, right? This is what I did, right? So first list of list, second and third. So this list will go into this 0. This will go into 2 elements only here, and this third one will go into here. So which one is the longest? The third one, right? So it will print 2, 3, 4, 5, because here I say maximum of this list key is length. So what is the lengthwise biggest? This one. So this will return you this. So I say done and it will return you the last one. Here you go. See, here we go. This one, last one, it printed because I printed, call this, and it will return this and print this longest one, and that's how it's done. So what is next then? This is question number 22, and now we're going to do question number 23. And 23 is that you basically count, write a function to count the numbers of odd and numbers of even in a list. So it's a single list, not a multiple list, not list of list. This is just a single list, and then you count the number of odd and even. You can do like count odds, and then you can minus from the list odds, then that they will give you the even numbers. You see here, it define the function, right? Here it define the function, pass the list, it do the count, it get the see, remember this one, right? This one in the video 1 I explained you how to do this, right? This is something I explained you in the video 1. I'll explain you here now again. I like explaining this. Okay, here we go. So let's basically copy this rather than doing this, and I'll explain you this code because that will be quicker, right? Okay, so you just need to do this. You need to define this function, right? And I just need to explain you how I define this function. So what in this function I'm doing, there are 3 lines in this function, right? So first, this is the name of the function, this is the parameter I'm passing, nums. Then I say odd count and I get the length, and within that I basically run my for loop and I say if it is odd. So see here, this thing, my friend, this thing, I'll explain you what is this thing, right? You need to understand this. So to understand this, I can rewrite this one here for you. Okay, so this thing is exactly like this: for num in nums, okay, and I say if num sub 2 is not equal to 0, okay, then you do is append, right? You say a dot append, right? You could do exactly this thing here like this as well, and then you put here num in it, because if it's not, if it is not equal to 0, I mean num percentile 2 mean a remainder, it give you a remainder, right? So if it's not equal to 0, it is odd number, right? So you are basically counting odd. Okay, so you could do this like this: odd count, odd. Oh, well, odd count you could just do odd plus plus as well, but here this one is doing like this, is creating a list, and you could do this a is equal to like this, right? So you could do exactly this thing like this, the way I'm doing it, right? If you don't understand this code, right, this code, okay, if you don't understand this code, This is actually what is happening here. Okay, I'm redoing this code so that you don't, if you don't understand, fine, this will work by the same way. So what we're doing is we just need to now do one thing, and we need to here put a. It's exactly the same code. Okay, a. There we go. Okay, and then we say even number. So basically this, so what happens is it will, this is an empty a like this, right? And it will run with using while loop on this nums. Okay, it will put all the not equal to 0, I mean those are odd, it will put all the odd number in this list. Okay, and then it check what is the length of it. So that's it, this list has 10 odd numbers. Okay, and which means the count of odd number is 10. Then it will say even is equal to length of this whole list that we're passing minus odd. So when you minus the odd count, remaining count will be even. So for example, if there are 10 elements and 4 are odd, it means 6 are even. So that's what it's doing, right? And then it is returning both odd count and even count. So I actually wrote this whole function for you in a different way, by the way, which you could do the same way as the other one as well. And then how we call this, we say print, we just directly print, right? Count, okay, odd underscore even number, and instead of nums we can directly to user input, like we can directly call this function inside, right? And it will print even an odd number, and we run this like this: 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So how many even or how many odd? First it will print what? Odd and then even, right? So here we are. So I say done, and it's print 4 odd and 3 even, because it's turning both, right? 3 even. So that's what it is, right? See here. Now this is what I wrote for you, right? I wrote for you this whole function, by the way. This whole function can be in less lines, right? How? Because here we see here this is exactly same. So instead of doing that code, you can also do this code as well. You know, it's the same thing. It'll give you the same. So for example, you can basically replace, you can do the whole thing in 3 lines. Actually this one line is replacing, so instead of doing this, actually starting from here, instead of doing all this, right, this 4 lines, 1 2 3 4, you can convert into one line, right? How? Like this, actually, like this, yeah. You can do one line instead of those 4 lines. So you say put here instead of a, you remove this and just do let's replace these 3 lines with single line. Okay, let's do that. So here what I do first, I remember I told you in the first video as well, you copy this, okay, cut this, and you put it here like this, then space, then you put this one here, cut this, paste this here, right? Then what? Then this append, right? This means all you have to do is this num. You see here num here, this, all you have to do is put this num here in the beginning, num, that's it, and this will be done as well. And you don't need this, all you need is a single line, this one, and give you the same result, that's it. See, now if I run this, it's exactly the same thing as the other one, okay, and done, it will give you the same result. See, 3 even and 3 odd, because it's turning odd and even, and it's directly printing it here. The first one is count odd, this is even. So here these are 3 even and 3 odd, because there are 6, 3 even, 3 odd, which is exactly right. See, it's amazing, isn't it? The way you can sort of like, you know, now you understand what is this, right? Because I just did it in front of you. I did the same thing in the first video as well, by the way. I felt like doing it again, so I did it for you. All right, now question 23, question 24. Let's do question 24. Question 24 is this one is that find the index of the last occurrence of list and element. So you need to give a target and you need to tell when it appeared last. That's easy, right? What we're doing is all we need to do is copy paste this, right? And I'll explain you quickly because I don't want to make these videos long. Just want to quickly explain you, and we do it. So what do? You copy this here like this, right? And what is the name of this function? Find index, right? Here we go. Now there's one more thing you need to do here. What is that? You know what is that? You need to pass two things here. You need to get the list, right? Like this. First you say get the list, A is equal to list. You can call it L. L is equal to this list. Get list from the user, and then target, right? Because you need to do target as well. And you say integer, and you say input, and you say enter target. Enter target, because you need to get target. So what he's saying is, the question saying that you get the list, get the target. Let's say I get the long list and I get target 5. So you say where the 5 occurred at the end of the list, not in the beginning of the list. So what you're doing here is getting the length of list minus 1 and minus, you are basically reversing the list. So this thing is basically reversing the list. Okay, it's why it's reversing the list, because this is the code to reverse the list. So if you put a list like this, okay, like this, okay, and I say 1 5 6 5, okay, like this, okay, and if the target is entered by the user here is 5, okay, and this is the list entered by the user, what you do is first you take the length of this. What is the length of this? 0 1. So length is 1 2 3 4. Length will give you 4 here, okay, because this is what you're passing, isn't it? Here, this value will give you 4 minus 1. What is minus 1? 3. Minus what? Minus basically nums reverse dot index dot target. So if you reverse it, the 5 goes on top, okay, this 1 goes at the bottom. So index give you the first appearance of this. So what will be the first appearance of this? 5. It will be 0. So this will be minus 0. This will give you minus 0. Num sub, this reverse it, isn't it? Minus 1 dot dot minus 1, reverse it. So it will reverse the whole thing. And dot index dot target mean where is the 5, right? The 5 will be on, if you reverse it, 5 will be here top. So what will give you? 0. Index will give you 0. So basically 4 minus 1 minus 0. What is that? 3. Okay, so last occurrence of 5 would be 3. 0 1 2 and 3, which is absolutely correct, right? It gives you 3. If I run this 1 5 6 5, it'll give you 3, because that's where the 5 last occurs. So let's exactly do when I run this program, right? Oh no, what was that? Oh, I need to pass here. I need to pass here L and target. See, I can call it T actually. See, because see what I'm doing here. Sorry, let me explain you. It's a function, right? So it's taking how many parameters? This function taking 2 parameters, right? Nums and target. So I need to get nums from the user, which is a list, and target. I'll enter 5 there, and L will go here, and T will go into target, and then this function will be applied. So let's do this. Okay, let's do this one. Oh, what's that now? Undetected at line 5, line 5, line 5, line 5. What's that? Integer enter. Oh, T is equal to integer input enter. I think here I've made a mistake there, because I need to do this here, isn't it? Like this. Yeah. Okay. So 1 4, let's say 5 and 6, and I'm done, right? And I say target is 5, so I'm trying to search 5, right? So what would happen? It will create a list like this, okay, like this, okay, and put there like this, put there what, put there 1 4 5 and 6, okay. Then what I do, I say target 5, I say look where is, what is the last occurrence of 5, last occurrence of 5, this is 5, right? So what I need to do first, I need to see the length of it. What is length? 1 2 3 4, it will be 4, okay, minus 1 minus index of 5, right? What is index of 5? Reverse it first reverse it. Reverse mean it will be 6, then 5, then 4, then 1. So if if you reverse it and find its index, what is the index of it? This would be 0, index of 5 would be 1, right? That's 1. So it will give you 1 here. So 4 minus 1 minus 1, okay, and that is basically 2. So it will return you 2 is the last occurrence of 5, okay. So is that 2? 0 1, that's correct. Actually it's when the way I entered it, it is 2, so it will return you 2. Let's see that. I enter it, it will return you 2. Here we go, see here, it return you 2. I hope you understood it. I'm putting a lot of effort in explaining this concept. I know it's a little complex, but it's okay. Number 24 and finally 26 and second last question. Okay, it says write a function to rotate a list to the left by a given number and position. So what will happen is it'll do lift like this, it will rotate it. So if I say rotate it at point 2, so it will at point 2 it will bring these two 0 1, okay. If rotate it here, it'll take this on top and bring this at the bottom. So it's sort of like rotate. So what is the function being used for this one, for the rotate one, is this one here. There you see, this is a rotate function. Where is the rotate function? Oh, is that here? 26, okay. This is very simple, rotate left, right? So we're gonna rotate left by quickly doing this because it's second last question and I'm gonna be done with this soon. I'm gonna copy this here, rotate, okay. And this time, yeah, I'll also need to ask the user position as well, right? So I say enter position here, enter position, okay. And what is the name of function? Rotate. So I'll pass on 2 parameters to it. Here I need to do this, right? Rotate LT. So this would be your list, and then the P, I can call it P because it's a position, right? So I call it P. So see here, ask the user the list which you pass here, and then ask the user the position which you want to rotate, pass here, and the position P will come here, whatever you enter at the P, and list will come here. And then it will see this is the formula of this will make sure that the position is set to this is, I mean, sometimes the list is empty, right? If it is an empty list, or you say this is, let's say it has only 2 positions, right? 0 1 and 2, right? And you say enter position as 3 doesn't exist, right? So you cannot rotate it. So that's why the position has to be less than the length, otherwise you can't rotate it. So that's why this first line, what it does is, what it means is, right, this means position percentage equal length, which means, in other words, if I do this, that's what it means, position percentage length. You can do it like this as well, right, if you don't understand the other way. Position is equal to position percentage. So if I enter, let's say, position 3, okay, and the length of is 5, so this would be like this, 6 percentage 3, this will give you remainder, right? The remainder is what? 6. So it will give you position as whatever position you enter. Sorry, you enter position 3, okay. Percentage 5 will give you, the answer is 3, so leave the position as 3. But if the position is 3 and here is 2, then it will give you 0, right, remainder. So this is important. that you set this so that it doesn't go beyond the length. And then what you do is you return the reverse. So you start from the position. So let's say if the, let's run this. It'll be easier to explain. Oh, not break, no break, no break. Okay, no break. Okay, run it. Okay, so I say 3, 4, 6, 7, and I say this is here. I'm done. So I created this small thing, and here I say done. And then it asks me to enter the target position. I say position is 2. Okay, so what would happen? It would happen like this, right? See this, it'll create like this. So here we'll put 3, right? 4, then it put 5, and it put 6, right? So if I say here, what is the position 2? Is it rotate from the position 2? 0, 1, 2. So from here, it will bring the 6 on top and these 3 at the bottom, because I'm rotating it at position 2, right? So let's see. Here we go. See, 5 at the top. Sorry, 5 position 2. So 5, 6. Oh, this is where it's rotating, isn't it? 5 and 6. 0, 1, and at position 2. 0, 1, position 2. 5 and 6 first, and 3 and 4 at the bottom. See here? I'll run this again. So this time I say this, and position I put as 1, which means it will 0, 1. So it will bring 3, 4, 5, and bring 2 at the bottom. See here? Oh, no. I actually increased the number of length. So now my list is, I'm going to be done here, right? Now I say position 2. Now I say position 2 again. So what would happen here? What is position 2? 0, 1, 2. So from here, it will take this on top and bring this at the bottom. Okay, there will be 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. Let's see, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. Here you go. See, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. Because I said at position this rotate. So this is what it is doing. So it's starting from position which is 2 here, right, and going to end and bringing it in the front, right, and then adding the starting from 0 at the position. So this one is taking it at 0 to position which is 2, 0 to 2, and this is from 2 to end, right? So it's swapping it, these two, through this, right? I hope you understood this. Next, the final one, 27 question, and we be off the hook after that. Good news is, and this program will be quick, right? So what I need to do is, and I need to write, take a list by the user and write a function to Python to program to count positive and negative in the list. That is easiest question, most easy question. I'll tell you what, I'm just gonna be done with it very quickly, very quickly. How? Okay, we don't need to take, we'll take the list from the user, right, and count the positive and negative number. We set that positive and negative 0, then use this loop to count it, right? So let's do this here. I'll just copy this actually and print this as it is, and I'll just explain you what I did. Okay, here I will call it do you want to do a function there? We don't need to do function. What we do is we just write here the whole program. Actually, what this program I may have to write to myself. No, I can just count on it. So what are we doing here, right? Look, what are we doing? We are basically setting, first we're setting the count, right? What are we doing? Setting the count. So you could, if you don't understand this, you could do this one as well, 0. Okay, this is easy for you to understand, right? And look at setting the count of negative and positive 0, right? Then I need to call, I need to first thing I need to do is a list is equal to call this user input, so I can get a list, right, from the user. Then set the count to this. Then I say if number is greater than 0, count is equal to count plus 1. But I need to use the loop, isn't it, here? Yeah, otherwise I can't do that, right? So I need to say for number in L Okay, this is the list, right? And then I say if number, like this, if number is greater than 0, count is equal to count plus 1. Yeah, count is equal to, this is by the way, count is equal to count plus 1. If you, it's easier to for you to understand like this, right? Count is equal to count plus, not count, this is not count, this is positive count. Positive count is equal to positive count plus 1, and that's negative count is equal to negative count plus 1. Negative count is equal to negative count plus 1. Count plus 1. Here we go. And finally we just print positive and negative number at the end like this. That's it. That's it. So what are you doing here? What we did? We first call this function to get the list. Then we set the count to 0, negative count to 0. This is the integer variable. Then we ran a for loop on this list that we saved, right? This list L. We run a for loop on it so that we can count every single number. If the number is greater than 0, equal to 0, that is positive. 0 is positive and greater than. Else, it's negative. So it'll give just the count, and finally we print the count. So what will happen is simply we're going to run this. Okay, first we get the list. 2, 3, minus 4, minus 5, minus 6. So how many negative? 3 negative and 2 positive, right? I said done, and you get, ooh, what's that? So what's the error? It's not defined. Post count. It's a spelling mistake. It's not post count. Post count. This is T. This is the problem. You see here, I put here T, which you shouldn't. It's pause count. Let's do this again. Okay, 2, 3, and then I say minus 4, minus 5, minus 6. So 3 negative and 2 positive, right? Done. Here we go. See? 3 negative, 2 positive, and the solution, my friend, is here. Right? For this question 27, that's your solution. And all you have to do is, whoa, the rest is same, isn't it? Always you call this function to get your list, right? And then you do positive, negative. Thank you so much. If you wanna sort of like, pause your video, I will just give you a snapshot of the code here. Here we go. You can pause the video, see this code. Thank you very much for watching. You've been very patient. 27 questions were quite long, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much.